If you're using Microsoft Dynamics, you're already sitting on an absolute goldmine of customer data. But what if you could automatically tap into what your customers are really thinking right in those crucial moments? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how you can automate your customer feedback to measure, understand, and most importantly, act on it in real time.
So does this look a little too familiar? For so many teams, this is the daily struggle, right? You just know that critical customer feedback is out there, buried in spreadsheets, hiding in support tickets, lost in email threads, but it's everywhere. This chaos makes it nearly impossible to get a clear picture of what's going on, let alone do something about it.
What we're talking about today is making that leap from the slow, tangled mess you see on the left to the streamlined, almost rocket-fueled approach on the right. We're going to move away from manually chasing down feedback and letting it get stale, and step into a world where those insights are automated, fully integrated, and delivered to you the second they happen.
All right, so how do we get started? The very first step is to build an automated customer experience radar. Just think of it like a system that's always on, always listening, ready to capture feedback at the most impactful moments. And the best part? Nobody on your team even has to lift a finger.
Think about this for a second. Instead of sending out some generic survey blast once a quarter, you can trigger a super relevant survey, like an NPS, a Net Promoter Score, to see how loyal they are, or maybe a CSAT survey to measure their satisfaction with one specific interaction. And you can do it at the exact moment a support case gets closed or a big project is delivered. This means you're capturing feedback while the experience is still fresh in their mind, which makes it way more accurate and a whole lot more valuable.
And here is the magic behind the curtain. And let me be clear. This is not some crazy, complex coding project. Nope. What you're looking at is a simple, no-code cloud flow inside Microsoft Power Automate. This visual workflow becomes the engine that drives your whole feedback program, connecting events in Dynamics directly to your surveys. It's actually pretty amazing. Okay, so now you're automatically collecting all of this fresh, super relevant feedback. But where does it all go? The next, and honestly just as important step, is to make those insights visible and really easy to understand for your entire team, right inside the tools they already use every single day. And this is the crucial point right here. Your team should not have to log into yet another dashboard to figure out what customers think. The data has to live where the work actually happens. So by pushing all the survey responses directly to the contact and account pages in Dynamics, you're giving instant context for every single sales call, every support ticket, and every client meeting.
And this is where it all just comes together so perfectly. You see on the left, you've got the super detailed history for a single person, every piece of feedback they've ever given you. But then on the right, you get the big picture, an aggregated score and a trend line for the whole account. This gives you this powerful, at-a-glance understanding of both the individual relationship and the overall health of that entire account. You know, collecting data is one thing, but turning that data into actual action, that's where you're going to see the real return on investment. This next part is all about closing the loop and using that feedback to actively make your customer relationships even better.
This brings us to a really core concept called closing the loop. It's not just about saying, hey, thanks for your feedback. It's a formal process for following up, especially on negative feedback, to fix the issue. Honestly, it is an incredibly powerful way to recover from a bad experience and prove to your customers you're truly listening, which can literally turn your biggest critics into your biggest fans.
And you want to know the best part? You can completely automate this entire workflow. So, a customer leaves a low score, and boom, a task is instantly created in Dynamics and assigned to the right account manager or support lead. This makes sure that no unhappy customer ever slips through the cracks, and every single issue gets the attention it needs.
And here's what that automated task actually looks like in real life. It's not just some simple notification ping. No, it is a fully detailed, actionable task sitting right there inside your CRM, complete with the customer's rating, their exact comments, and all the context your team needs to follow up and save the day.
So, we've measured, we've understood, and we've acted. But what does all this really add up to? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the real tangible benefits of bringing your entire customer experience program home, right inside Dynamics.
At the end of the day, the goal is to use this whole system to build lasting loyalty. You're unifying all your feedback into one place, you're empowering your teams with the data they need right at their fingertips, you're automating the recovery from bad experiences, and you're fundamentally shifting your entire organization from being reactive to proactive. You're finally building that true 360-degree view of your customer.
This quote just nails the core idea perfectly. It's not about looking in the rearview mirror anymore. It's about having a real-time radar that lets you see what's coming down the road and act before those little issues have a chance to grow into big problems.
So, that brings us to the final question. What could your business, your team, achieve with this kind of instant, actionable insight woven directly into your daily workflow? That's the thought we'll leave you with. Thanks so much for tuning in.